Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to tell you that this video you're watching, it's just a clip. You could watch the full episode on our YouTube channel. Also, you could check the whole episode on all platforms where podcast streaming is available. Have you heard some various reactions from different dentists? Because I'm sure the older dentists might have a different opinion, and with regards to the newer one.
That's what we thought. But the thing is, and I'm not even saying this to kind of, pitch or kind of make ourselves even look better or what have you. I surprisingly, and this is surprising even to me, have received very little kind of negative or a kind of a resistance to kind of some kind of technology like ours, especially when we pitch it in a way where we say, you're not going to be changing very much of your existing workflow. You're just adding a small little piece that will just be and basically kind of operating with your current workflow, so that we just augment kind of what you're already doing rather than replacing it. And so when they hear something along those lines, they're absolutely kind of thrilled. They're actually fascinated, and they actually talk about the various emerging alternative technologies that may also claim to aid in caries detection, things like transillumination devices and those type of things. And no joke, like a lot of the older dentists who've kind of had the years to kind of give them a shot, because they've been around for a few years, and they say they gave it that shot. It just seems a little awkward, extra to do, and just it will never replace my examination of the x-ray anyways. That transillumination device that you use while you're kind of looking at the patient manually only serves to support and help you do what you're doing at that time. Meaning, while you're looking at the patient's mouth, you can confirm a little bit better perhaps what you saw in the x-ray. But it doesn't ever really improve the x-rays as is. And then when we ask them, what is your x-ray imaging software experience like now? It's hardly this case of it's amazing or it's so easy to use. Most of the time, there's a lot of complaints of mouse clicks and just the limitations that image processing filters have. I mean, the intent is pretty clear to kind of improve the quality of the image to help the dentist better identify things. But that's still a very manual and time-consuming process that only adds to the cognitive and eye fatigue that you were referencing earlier. This idea of just sitting there, image after image, and having to parse through every single image. The other kind of thing that our technology and even our competitors will be able to do with AI is this idea of just flagging and giving you an idea while you're looking, let's say, at a full mouth spread of the images, just those images that you want to perhaps look further into and zoom into. And our technology and how we want to have it operate is this idea that as soon as you zoom in, our application kicks in, and you are able to now be able to see our inferences and then also take them away just as easily, and be able to just compare what our model is inferencing, what you're seeing, and then go right to the page. No need to kind of tool around with the various filters that may be there, go through these arcane menus of multiple clicks to get to something and configure something. None of that. We just want it to be bam, 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 so that you can spend most of your time as a dentist actually doing the necessary procedures, or actually kind of manually examining the patient thoroughly with enough time there, so that you're not wasting unnecessary time with the image part of it as well. And so there's a couple of things that I've noticed that is just kind of so unique to the dentist that I think the AI sort of directly addresses compared to, let's say, physicians in the medical field, right? So I don't know what it's like in the Philippines, but here in the US, in hospitals, doctors and radiologists, when they take an MRI or an X-ray or a CT scan of some sort, there's not just one radiologist or a doctor looking at the image. One doctor looks at it, provides his or her opinion. Then it goes to another person, provides his or her opinion. Then it goes to another specialist, his or her opinion. And then they combine it, and as like a panelist of any kind, they will make a consensus. They will make a group-based decision on what they see and make the final diagnosis from there. And that's always the case. For any X-ray that you'll be working with in a hospital setting, maybe in a private practice and you have one physician, maybe like an ortho physician, maybe it's one, but very rare. In dentistry, not rare at all. In fact, you're gonna always just get that one dentist and that one dentist input with the X-rays. And then the other thing is this idea that with dentists, especially general dentists here, they're expected to be just as good as a radiologist, as an oral radiologist, as they are to be with their hands, and a dentist at that. It's kind of interesting how they're expected to do a little bit of everything, like literally everything. Be a business person running a practice, be a radiologist looking at the X-ray, be the technician being the one that's also kind of doing the filling and implants and you name it, like almost anything and everything. In the medical field, they don't do that. They have a specialization where certain doctors and specialists are only allowed and trained and certified to kind of be able to read X-rays and just do that all day. In radiologists in the hospital today, that's their job. They literally get these images to them, they provide their opinion, and then rinse and repeat. And so we don't see that in dentistry, and we wonder why, and there's, I'm sure, reasons for it. But I think the fact of the matter is that expecting somebody to do everything, and do a very good job at all of that would be a lot, right? And so, can we automate certain things that we know we can automate with even better quality assurance, so that we can then allow the dentist to really focus on their craft, their ability to kind of do a good job on the patient, so that the patient has less opportunities to have decay, right? Things along those nature, and really kind of take the time to instruct the patient about proper oral hygiene. Like, the time is now there if we are able to use AI to just offload the imaging aspect of it from you guys. And that kind of leads into my vision. And that's my last probably long spiel of Dentuit, is a vision and how I see Dentuit fit into the future. But that sort of is a segue into what I see Dentuit really becoming, or dental AI rather, really kind of helping facilitate for the future of dentistry. So yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
and that is indeed true. That those are some of the things that people don't see in dentists compared to other health fields. Is that we need to be well versed in multiple aspects, and most likely the reason is a toothache is a real pain in the butt if you experience it. Like, if you cannot sleep because of a toothache, you really cannot sleep because the pain is out of this world. And that's the cool thing about Dentuit, is that we get to have that second opinion that we would want from our friends immediately. And also, going back to what you said, it's so refreshing that you barely heard anything negative about it, because I'm sure you could ask your brother. When it comes to new technology and dentistry, there's always going to be opposing views, because, like I said, every school has a different school of thought, and some are more better in this procedure or in this school of thought than the other. So it's really nice that you're like the glue that connects everything together. Wow, look at that. You did it, man. You watch until the end of the video, which is so cool, and I love to hear your thoughts about it. So comment down below or follow us on all our social media platforms and tell us about what your thoughts are.